Did you know that you should never buy real estate in your own name? That's one of the biggest mistakes that a person can make. All right. Now, it's not just because somebody can sue you and they see that you own a house in your name. There are so many financial benefits to owning a house in another type of entity. All right. And guess what? It's not an LLC. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. This is the first YouTube that I've done in quite some time. I've been kind of busy, man, giving this knowledge and this game to the world. All right. So I appreciate you guys stopping through. My name is Gene Boykin, founder of the GoGetter family. I'm about to give you guys some serious game. So don't forget to hit that like button, man. And if you're new to my channel, you feel like I bring you some value, consider subscribing, or you could just be a player about it. Hit that subscribe button.
I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. Hustle to the end. We some no quitters. Knock it out the park. We for show hitters. Right, left hemisphere. That's a dome splitter. Yeah. We control our own destiny. Make moves. Cultivate whole legacy. Creative finance. Bring more ecstasy. The right ingredients. Now that's a dope recipe.
Okay, what's up, guys? So, man, it has been a while since I've been on YouTube, man. Well, I guess not really like that long, maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks or so since I've done a live anyway. And that's probably been about 2 weeks, closer to 3 for a live. And I like doing lives because I answer your guys' questions. So if you do have any questions, make sure you put it in the comments, all right? And put where you're from, man. I'm a small town dude from Iowa, right? I like to know where people are from that are watching my videos, man. So thanks for joining me. Tonight, I'm going to talk to you about why you should never, ever buy a property in your name. I certainly would never buy a property in my name. It's just not the right way to do it. Okay. There are so many better ways, and it's not an LLC either. That's the conventional way, right? Conventional wisdom tells us that we should buy an investment property, or houses, properties in LLCs. All right. So today I'm going to talk to you about the 5 reasons why you should not do that, but also I'm going to give you some alternatives of entities. Well, one really that you can buy investment properties in that has a ridiculous amount of benefits. Like, it's just crazy. All right. So don't forget to hit that like button, guys. And let's see who we got in here tonight, man. Okay. Kyrie Owens. What's good, brother? What's good? Where you from, homie? Where you from? Bryce the third. Okay, Bryce the third. What's up, big dog? Delaware. Ooh, hey, I just signed up a inner circle student from Delaware. She owns 3 businesses. Shonda, man, she's gonna be rocking and rolling. I can't remember what town she said or city she said she was from in Delaware, man. Delaware's small, like Iowa. So Sharon Davis, what's up? Okay. And oh, this is Shonda. What's up? All right. What's going on, Shonda? Let's see. Originally from Philly, currently in Delaware. Boom. Shonda's in Delaware, man. Shonda's about to be shaking and moving. So, guys, I wanted to talk to you guys about this because conventional wisdom tells us to buy an investment property in an LLC, right? Get an LLC. And guys, just to clarify a few things here. I'm not an attorney. Okay. I'm not an accountant. Hell, I'm not even a realtor. Okay. So this is educational purposes only. This is what I do. All right. So you should seek the advice of a professional, quote unquote. They kind of, this is what I do. So the conventional wisdom says buy investment properties in LLC, right? And a lot of people feel like they're big wigs by doing it in a way that just, to me, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. Get a separate LLC for each property, right? So that means you have a separate bank account, separate accounting, separate fees, separate taxes. I mean, it's just like a mess, dude. It's a lot. And some people, they'll get a holding company and put their properties in that and feel like they're safe because it's not in their name. So one of the reasons why you should not buy in an LLC is one, think about this, guys. Okay. I want you guys, and I don't want to like come off sounding paranoid or whatever, but I mean, just facts are just facts. So if a fact makes you, paranoid, well, then damn it, I'm paranoid. Okay. If it doesn't, well, then I ain't. So, one of the things is an LLC. Understand this, guys. An LLC is a state creation. Okay. The state created LLCs. Okay. And the state created LLCs to benefit them, to control, you, to keep an eye on what you're doing. Okay. So one of the reasons is you've got to pay a ton of fees. You got to pay a ton of fees to start an LLC. And then you've got to pay annual fees with an LLC. Okay. So there's that part, man. The money that's involved in it. And then it's ongoing. All right. Another reason though, man. And guys, put your questions in the comments and then put where you're from too. Um, so sorry. So another reason is with an LLC, right? Think about this. People think that they are protecting themselves, right? Personally. So it's a limited liability company, limited liability corporation, right? So the name, it implies that it limits that liability away from us and puts it on the corporation. But understand this. One, we live in a litigious society. Okay. So people are suing left and right. All right. Now, this is the thing. This is the thing with that. One, there is no privacy with an LLC. You can find out who the owner of that LLC is. Now, depending on the way that it's structured, you would have to do some digging. But so let's just say, something happens at one of your rental properties and one of the tenants slips and falls. They get bit by a dog. Dude, I was walking out of this apartment. This is just an apartment. This isn't the house that I live in because I'm moving out of Iowa soon. So I still live in my old house before I made it through my adversity to get to my anointing. All right. So anyway, so I'm walking out the other day and this is a duplex. So I'm upstairs and the downstairs neighbors has two dogs, one little bitty Chihuahua and then a big ass cane Corso, all black, like that thing. So I'm walking out, I'm coming down the steps and I hear the dog barking, behind me. But now the neighbor told me that, they train dogs. So I'm like, okay, they got their dogs trained. So I'm not even paying no attention, dude. I'm just walking down, and I hear the dogs barking. I'm not looking behind me or anything. I'm walking, I'm going to get my truck. And I feel a little something hit my leg, like boom, it hits my leg. I'm like, what the? I look and it's a little ass dog. And I'm like, man, that dog's lucky that my reflexes didn't just, football punt his little ass for running up on me, biting me. It didn't hurt or anything. There's no blood drawn or anything like that. But I thought about this. I was like, man, what if, because that cane Corso, that big dog, it was barking and I wasn't looking because I thought they had it under control. So I was like, well, what if it was that damn cane Corso that came up behind me and tore me up? I'd have been hit. But so something like that happens. You have a rental property and something like that happens. You can't control whether your tenants are responsible pet owners, right? Think about it. So say your LLC owns your properties. All right. Well, 9 times out of 10, guys, right, to mitigate our tax exposure, we will buy stuff at the end of the year because we want to mitigate our taxes, right, that we have to pay. So sometimes accountants will tell you, hey, you made, $300,000 this year. So you can, that's funny, Jerry. Oh, that's funny, huh? I ain't tell y'all about that dog biting me, huh? That cracks you up, huh? that little son of a gun. I said, you little mother. But it was cool. So anyway, your accountant will say, hey, you made 300,000 this year. There's going to be a lot of tax on that. So you need to buy something. You need to buy something with that money for your company. Now, we all know we're like, okay, yeah, buy something, for your company. But yeah, you might buy a truck or something like that for your company. But really, we want to drive it, right? So all of our stuff is owned by our LLC. Well, guess what? Now, if I was the type of tenant that was like, oh my God, that Chihuahua hurt me. Oh my, I need to go to the hospital. I might have been able to get paid. But but if I was that type of person and I did all that and then I sued, and the LLC that owns this property, if it owns a bunch of other stuff, well, when a lawyer sues, they don't want you. They don't care about you. They don't care about the name of your business. They care about your stuff. They want your stuff, because that's what's worth money. So, yeah, it's a limited liability corporation. Cool. I'm not personally liable. Great. But guess what they got? They got all my stuff. So it defeats the purpose, right? Right there. That defeats. So your stuff is at risk. So then, though, think about this. Think about this. Say, oh, my LLC, it doesn't own any of my stuff. I own all of it. All my stuff is in my name. I own it. I got ownership. Well, think about this. Can somebody rear end you while you're driving? You know, can you be looking down at your phone and look up and hit a pedestrian by accident? Do you guys remember there was a time, man, where people were pulling these? I don't know what you call it, what they called it, but they would like pull in front of you, slow down so you'd rear end them, boom, and then make an insurance claim. So now your LLC doesn't own your stuff and you think you're safe because you own your stuff. Well, guess what? That was you in that car wreck. So they're going to go after you. And if you have any stuff, they're coming to get it. They're coming to get it. So it will protect the LLCs and all that stuff, man. You have too much exposure, guys. Listen to me. There's too much exposure. I don't care what you're doing, man. There's too much exposure because we live in this litigious society, right? So here's another thing though, with LLCs of why you do not want to buy your investment properties in an LLC. Now, when an LLC owns a property, okay, property management, for you to manage your own, properties pretty much, because we want to separate ourselves as being the owner. When we're talking to our tenants, and I don't even like to call them tenants, these are my clients, but when we're talking to them, we don't want to come off as the owner, right? We're not the owner. We're just the manager, man. I'm just the manager, my committee, my board of trustees, I've got to answer to them. This is what they say that they want this to happen, man. So I tried to fight for you, Mr. Client, Mr. Tenant, but I've got a responsibility, a legal responsibility to my board of trustees. So it puts up buffer between you guys, right? So if you own that in an LLC and you want to be that manager of your property, guess what? If you are representing a company managing an LLC and you're managing real estate property, right? Real estate, you have to have all kinds of certifications, licenses, you name it, right? That's what an LLC does. This is why it's a creation of the state, so that you can pay all these fees, you can pay all these taxes, you can make sure to register this, register that, make sure you're certified to do this, certified to do that. Well, guess what I am, man? I'm a certified go-getter. You feel me? So there's a much better way. All right. There's a much better way. Now, one other thing with an LLC. Got to get that fruit, y'all. Got to get that fruit. I'm trying to get this. Been eating too good. So one other thing with an LLC, guys, is one thing is that is inevitable for everyone is that we will all die. Okay, it's just inevitable. I don't want to be, all gloomy and stuff, but it just is a fact of life, right? So guess what happens, man, to your bank account, your LLC bank account, your assets in your LLC? And I don't even care if you got a will. Great, you got a will. Yeah, my son gets my business. My daughter gets my business, whatever. I gets in my will. I put it in my will. Guess what? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah, they might end up getting it, but it's still going into probate. It is still going into probate. Guess what? When you die and you got an LLC and I got my LLC bank account, I got my business bank account, now I'm good. The bank is freezing that bank account. And we don't know what the next minute brings, let alone what tomorrow brings. So if we've got all this money in our LLC bank account, and God forbid, man, the worst happens, that money is frozen. That bank account is frozen until you go through probate court. And guess what happens in probate court, guys? One, billable hours, lawyers, billable hours. They are selling their time. How much can we bill this client? How much can we bill this client? Because we need to eat. You know what they see when they look at us? And this is nothing against lawyers, man. It's just a fact of life. They charge by the hour. So what they see when they look at us really is dollar signs. And if we've got assets, well, even more dollar signs. So if you have a business and you died inevitably, your bank accounts are frozen, you have property and all of that is in probate, it's going to take forever to go through probate. It could take, 6 months. I know for Colorado, for an example, Colorado, if you don't own properties in trust in Colorado, There's no way around probate. A title company won't even transfer the deed until you open probate for at least 6 months in Colorado. So, let me give you guys the magic bullet right now, man. See how long I've been on here, 15 minutes. So, let me give you guys the magic bullet right now. If you want tax advantages, if you want anonymity, privacy, asset protection, protection from personal liability, protection from your assets being potential, uh, uh, um, low hanging fruit for attorneys to take your stuff, right? If you want flexibility in terms of ownership and management, right, without needing to be certified and all these licenses and all this stuff, you buy in a land trust. You buy in a land trust. Land trusts are the best way to buy real estate, in my humble opinion. Okay. In my humble opinion. And I'm going to say this: LLCs are creations of the state. Okay. Land trust. Land trust is common law, right? So the land trust came over here to the United States before there was a United States, before there were 13 colonies. Land trusts were a thing before the Mayflower and the Santa Maria and the Pinta or whatever the hell they lied to us and told us them names of them ships were, right? Land trust existed. So the law, it all derives from land trusts. So, or well, from trusts. I'm sorry, not just land trust, but from trusts. So land trusts supersede any of that. Land trusts are the trusts, and land trusts are the big brother to the state. Okay. The state cannot, and I repeat this, the state cannot go in there and change up a bunch of laws about a land trust because, or about trust in general, because they don't like the way that they're operating. Now, the one thing that the state can change are the administrative rules of a land trust. But remember, guys, trust, land trust, personal property trust, elite trust, charitable remainder trust, foundation trust, all those trusts, man, there's like 29 different trusts. They are for the wealthy and the elite. They're for the rich people, dude. So the legislators and Congress people and senators, they're not going to go in and start changing a bunch of laws and regulations in regards to trust, because they're going to piss their bosses off. The politicians are going to make their bosses mad. The people high up, the wealthy, the elite. So they're not going to do that. So when you know the rules, you can play the game. And guess what? You can play the game to win. So when you buy property, I don't care if it is your personal residence, if it's an investment property, you buy it in a land trust. If you own a property now, the house I told you I still lived in, because this is my apartment where my office, I get work done, I shoot content here or whatever. But my house that I live in, we will be transferring that into a land trust in about a week. Okay. I got to get that done because of a number of things here. Let me break it down real quick, and then I got to get up out of here because I've got our first inner circle meeting, man. Who's on here from the inner circle? I know Shonda's on here. Shonda's on here. Shonda's new to the inner circle. That's going to be dope. Jerry's my executive coach, man. He said, sure did. You sure thought that was funny, didn't you, Jerry? Jerry's on here. So we've got our inner circle this week or tonight. And that's at 9 p.m. Central. And we've got, we just had my Become the Bank challenge. And I think we got 18 new members to the inner circle. 18 or 19. Amazing. Every last one of those 18, 19 people, high level, super high level. Shonda being one of those. So, okay, look at my dog right there. Look at Joel. Joel said, drop it like it's hot, Gene, from Montgomery, Alabama. I was in Montgomery giving y'all that game, man. Giving it to you. So, Joel, thanks for popping in, man. Hey, guys, if you're new, just popping into the video, don't forget, hit that like button. If you're new to my channel, I want you to consider subscribing if you feel like I bring you some value, all right? Or you can just be a player about it, man. Hit that subscribe button. So, land trust, guys, land trust. Now, this is how it works, okay? One, when a property is owned by a land trust, pure anonymity, pure privacy of ownership. We've got to stop thinking that we got to tell everybody what we own. And I'm a business owner and I'm driving a 60, 70, 80, $90,000 car because I'm rich and I look rich. And no, man, I don't own nothing. I don't know nothing. I don't got no money. I don't know none of that. Really, all it does is put a target on you. That's it. So with a land trust, the trust is an entity that owns that property. It's like a living and breathing organism, man, that we create. It don't cost you nothing to start a land trust if you know how to do it. If you got the proper paperwork, it don't cost you a penny to start it. You can get a land trust started in 10 minutes, dude. And land trusts, they're flow through entities. Okay. So the tax benefits are tax exposures too that you would have with an investment property in an LLC. You would have those same tax benefits and those same tax exposures with a land trust. The difference is that the anonymity portion. Okay. So they don't know that Gene Boykin owns this. If it's a trust that I named, you know, the My Lips Are Dry Vaseline Foundation Land Trust. Yeah, I know. I said it. My Lips Are Dry Vaseline Foundation Land Trust. You can name a land trust whatever you want to. Whatever you want to. So we're not going to name it the Gene Boykin Land Trust. Absolutely not. We're not going to, I don't even like naming it the address anymore. I used to name it the address, right? We're not going to, I don't do that anymore. I don't recommend that. I don't teach that. Okay. We are going to use names that are, pretty much anonymous, right? Almost suggestive. What would you name it? The Christian Saints, the Catholic Saints Foundation Trust. The beautiful thing about naming a trust, too, guys, I'm giving you guys a lot of game here. Beautiful thing about how you name your trust, you can have the same name of a trust as a million other trusts. Doesn't even matter. They all got the same name. Doesn't even matter. What differentiates that, the fingerprint with a land trust is the legal description of your property. That is the fingerprint. There's no identical one. Okay, so that'll differentiate it. Now, the land trust owns it, but whoever has those beneficial interests controls it. And guess what? Whoever the beneficiary is, completely and utterly private. Now, it limits our personal liability. We have zero personal liability because the land trust owns that house. We don't. We have a separate land trust that owns each of our properties. Simple, man. It really is simple too, because it's not the same as an LLC where you got to have different bank accounts for each one. We're not doing that. Okay. So, also, did you know when you own a property in a trust, you can change the ownership of that property. You can sell that house without ever going to a title company, without ever going to a realtor, without ever, doing all this and doing all that. And you can do it in the privacy of your own home. Now, this is a true tabletop closing right here. True tabletop closing. All you do is assign the beneficial interests in that land trust to the new owner. Boom. And then they write you a check and bang. And it's over. That's it. New owner. We didn't have to go through all the rigmarole and jump through all those hoops and all that stuff that they want you to do with the traditional stuff, man. We didn't have to do that. So you just got to know how to operate this. That's it. And then one last thing, guys, and then I got to get up out of here, is it's probate avoidance. When we die, which we all will, once again, I'm going to remind you of that. When we die, the land trust is still alive. So if I have the beneficial interest of this land trust that owns a house that I, control, right? I die. Well, guess what? The land trust still exists. The only thing that happens is my successor of beneficial interest now owns that property. We lay that out in the trust. So that's already laid out, man. My successor of beneficial interest. So when anything happens to me, now, if that person happens to be underage, a minor, that is my successor, we just have a director, man, or we name an adult to oversee that until the child turns 18. Boom. Simple as that. It's probate avoidance. We're not going to probate. We're not spending all those fees. You don't have those annual fees and whatnot that you do with an LLC. You don't have to keep minutes from your meetings. You don't have to any of that. Then the best part about all of it is this: a land trust owns the property. We have the beneficial interest of that land trust. Okay. Now, it turns real estate, once a land trust owns it and whoever has those beneficial interests, the beneficial interests is not real estate. Beneficial interest isn't real estate. So once a land trust owns real estate, it changes the definition of what real estate is. It completely changes it, dude. This is an alternate universe, guys. I'm telling you. So it changes it to personal property. So now we can manage this trust. We have a management agreement. We can manage this trust and thus managing the property without having to have certifications and all this stuff and all that. We don't have to do any of that, man. Now, I don't want to get too deep on y'all on this beautiful Wednesday evening. It's snowing where I'm at. It's supposed to get 9 to 11 inches. So, well, good thing I got four-wheel drive now. I'm not driving that hoopty anymore. But I wanted to say this and then I'm out of here. I'll see if there's any questions real quick. But with this, guys, you ever watch those movies, right? Of like, like the 1500s, 1600s, where they got the castle and you've got a king and you've got a prince, you got a princess, and then there's the king's court, right? This is important. Follow me on this. There's the king's court. And in the king's court, man, a king's court, right? Um is a dangerous place. Dangerous place. I mean, spycraft. There's manipulation, people stabbing you in the back, power grabs, right? People are power hungry. So in the king's court, you've got like the king's hand, that's the right hand man to the king, boom. But then there's always that guy like a Merlin, right? That knows a little magic. Let me mix my tea and put these leaves in here and I can tell the future. They look in there or they roll some bones like they're dice. Let me tell you this. We have to understand this. We have got to understand this. When the law was created, okay, the law, words on paper, when contracts were created, man, when trusts were created, that was what these people were doing, man, when they were just, stirring that cauldron, right? Making that magic potion. And you see that cauldron bubbling and steam coming up. That's what contract law is. That's what land trusts are. This is the magic that they were stirring up in that cauldron because they have created, guys, I'm telling you now, they have created an alternate universe that we're all operating in without even knowing it. You don't even know it, man. Like I said, like I said during the challenge, like the Matrix, man. You know, you don't even know the Matrix exists if you've never been unplugged from the Matrix. You don't know that it exists because you've never been unplugged. So here you are, just like I was, cutting that steak. The steak, it's good, man. Steak is good. Whole time, that steak, it's killing us. It just is. But it just tastes so darn good. So now, when you know the rules, right? When you know the rules and you know that this alternate place exists that was created with words on paper. Words on paper, literally, guys. And I know I sound nuts to probably most of the people watching this, man. They're like, this man here is crazy. I'm not even listening to him no more. He's nuts. I know, I'm crazy. But that the words on paper, man, that is it. So when you know what those words mean and how to maneuver in that realm, in that area, guess what you have done? You have grabbed your power back, man. You've grabbed it back. So, guys, I wanted to say this real quick. We have the Become the Bank. We just got done with the Become the Bank challenge. All right. We just got done with the Become the Bank challenge. And there's a couple people on here that were in the challenge, and it was magical. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. So I mean, people didn't want it to end. And I don't blame you. I didn't want it to end, but I was tired, y'all. I was tired because I was giving you guys some game, man. A lot of people made breakthroughs. I mean, it was just awesome, man. So what I've done is I've already scheduled the next Become the Bank challenge because I've got people that signed up for the challenge. After this challenge that just got done Friday was already over. They don't signed up. They paid for the VIP and everything. I'm like, man, see, y'all making me work harder because I can't just leave you hanging. I'm like, damn it, dude, I should have took that link down. So February 6th through the 10th is the next Become the Bank challenge. All right. That'll be the next opportunity to, it's hard to get in my inner circle nowadays. I'll just say that. I'm gonna leave that at that. But if you want to join the next Become the Bank challenge, the link is in the description of this video. Okay. And we went hard, man, in this challenge. It was amazing. It was amazing. So let me just see if there's any questions here. Kyrie says, are you mentoring? So I do have an inner circle, yes. And my mentoring, man, honestly, we are going through an evolution in my inner circle. Really, we are. We are transcending. We are transcending, man, mediocrity, dude. We are just transcending that. It doesn't exist in our world, okay? Because we know these rules. We have people around the country, a group of people that their mind is in working towards the same goal. They have a desire to help other people, be of service to other people. And knowing that the side effects of us being of service to others and helping others is beneficial for us and our family. So we have a group of people, man, close knit, man, that's got each other's back, no judgment, constructive criticism, advice given, questions asked, teaming up, all of that. So, yes, I mentor. I do. I have an inner circle, but the only way to even think about getting in there is through by first going through my Become the Bank challenge, because I want to make sure that the people that I spend my time with, and then the people that have access to my team, Jerry, Ileana, Cheryl, and then have access to my inner circle members, man, that they are people that are actually going to, put in some work, focused activity, and they're just, damn it, they're go-getters. That's the name of we're the go-getter family, man. We don't sit on our hands and wait for things to happen. So yes, I do. Long answer to a short question. I do. If you want to join, come to the Become the Bank challenge, February 6th through the 10th. And that opportunity is yours, my friend. Do you have a website or social media I can follow? Hey, Kyrie don't even know, dog. I'm a big homie. Yeah, I do. I'm a big dog now, man, as they say. So yeah, TikTok, the Go Getter Family, Instagram, the Go Getter Family, and Facebook, the Go Getter Family. Yep, the Go Getter Family. I got a lot of followers, man, like around 500,000 or so. So check me out there. Also, there's some links in the description, man, to my website. Also to check out the Become the Bank challenge as well, brother. Kyrie said words, words, words. Yes. Yes, Black's Law Dictionary, dude, is amazing because they done switched it up on us. Are you going to sell the trust documents as a standalone option? So I am considering that. You still don't need to know. I am absolutely considering that, putting that out there for people that can't necessarily, don't have the money to spend on my full course, which I only sell in after the Become the Bank challenge, or to get in my mentorship. I'm absolutely considering that, just because it would really be a service, honestly, to people to put this out there, that information, because the paperwork is just powerful, man. Powerful. Okay. Oh, okay. My bad, dog. My bad. I answered all type of your questions. Okay. Um, all right, guys. So looks like those were the only questions. I'm gonna get on up out of here. And let me see. I just want to make sure. Yeah. Okay, that's it, guys. All right, guys. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. For my inner circle people that were watching this video, I appreciate you guys. We're about to rock and roll tonight. So tonight, I'm gonna be taking a look at a property that Naomi has under contract. We are going to analyze those numbers. We're gonna go over all those numbers. I'm gonna show you the numbers that are important. We are going to take a look at the cash flow, the equity, the existing mortgage, what we're paying out to the seller, how we're going to pay that out. But also, we're going to look at the disposition, the exit strategy. How are we going to sell this property and maximize that profit on it too? Remember, man, cash now, cash flow, and cash forever. So that's what we're going over tonight in the inner circle. If you are new to my channel, my Become the Bank challenge, my next Become the Bank challenge is February 6th through the 10th. That's the short 2.5 weeks away. Super short, man, because we got it in this last one. So you got general admission, you got VIP. It's all in the link in the description. Come check us out. And guys, I appreciate you. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you feel like I brought you some value. And guys, you know what it is. Until next time, let's get to it, y'all.